am confusion.
Welcome to Lime Rock Park qualifying underway. The I Am Confusion was so well timed there. That was great. We're watching Catalano out on track doing qualifying lap. We're watching Cantaloupe out on track doing qualifying lap. We're joined in the broadcast booth, and we got Hayden Lull and Trenton Sneed, and I don't know if that's it. I think Will Sparks in here too now.
Yeah, I'm in.
There you go. We're gonna hang out and
I hit
chance to
that
extreme.
bump again on that hill on my outlap.
This is not quite group qualifying because they can't see one another, but they are out there all at the same time. I believe they get 2 laps to do their quali, right?
Yes, sir. 2 laps.
Making sure he didn't set it to 5-minute timed quali for funsies. Hayden's first one to set a lap, and it's a 52, so I doubt that'll be beat. 52.7.
Hayden, slow down.
Trenton's wheel is so loud.
Pay for the whole wheel, I'm going to use the whole wheel.
Yes, but it sounds like it needs WD-40 on that wheel.
I had a nickel every time.
That might be my gas pedal.
Your gas pedal squeaking?
Oh,
Yes. Not
Well,
put WD-40 on it.
that's a problem.
Well, Hayden's crashed on his second lap, but the first lap's going to be fast enough for pole, so it's not really a problem.
You know what? I think that's a backup car, and we're going to have to start at the tail of the field.
Oh, sounds good to me.
I agree.
Starting from the
So
pits.
the 67, unfortunately, going to a backup here after a crash in qualifying.
Going to make it exciting tonight. Wonder if we can get Lucas to join you, or if you have to run down Lucas. Either one would be fun.
Ooh, I kind of forgot Lucas was here because he joined so late.
Either one would
It'll
be
be
fun.
fine. It'll be fine. He doesn't have any practice.
Will Spark, how did you hang on to that? Holy fuck.
Ah,
Look
I
terrified.
had like a 53-1 as well.
You had that 53-1 going until that?
Yep.
Well, Taco Bell's here up in, what is this, Connecticut? For some reason I always
Yes.
thought this was in Jersey.
I thought so too, but when I looked it up before I made the announcement, and it is indeed in Connecticut.
Who knew?
Oh, dude, and then Lucas and Ian both beat me, so I would still be second if I didn't have that slide.
There's not a lot of good things in Connecticut, though, that come from Connecticut. Example, Joey Logano.
Yeah, great example.
So,
Sorry for those of you from Connecticut, but yeah, Joey Logano.
The Carolina Hurricanes come from Connecticut, if you think about it.
however, I
Is that
would
a good
still
thing, though?
I would still take Joey Logano over Danica Patrick.
The Richmond Flying Squirrels are from Connecticut. Bet you didn't know that. They used to be the Connecticut Defenders.
I found the porta potty.
As he turns off track, he's going to go to the Porter John. This may be one of the greatest moments in iRacing history as we watch the 81 car pull up to the Porter John, hop out, and go to the bathroom live during qualifying.
I'm stuck in a mountain. I'm clipping through the mountain.
We're going to pretend it's not and that everything's okay and that you're in that Porter John taking your time. It's quality TV. Ian Montrose has stopped on track. Mike Edwards is sitting in the pit lane. Catalano is rolling from the pit lane with 12 seconds to go. Looks like 7 cars are going to get an official lap in.
Oh no, we have a problem.
What's this problem?
There's no toilet paper.
There's no toilet paper in the Porter John. We indeed have a problem. This
Oh,
qualifying
no.
comes to an end.
This is a crappy situation.
That's such a shitty joke.
See, it's a actual reference to, like, when we covered the Sunday Night Dirt League, Jay getting the Thunder Racing League. Someone flipped a sprint car over the wall into a Porta John during the race, and I just very quickly dropped. And I forgot what it was. I think it was like, and the 22 flips into a porta potty. That's a crappy situation. Even now we go back to the battle for the race lead. It was
Wow.
like just as quick as that.
Just casually dropped it in there.
Oh, he's actually doing it. Hayden Lull is moving to the end of the field.
Perfect. So that'll
I
give
told you we
the
got to go to a backup car. So.
that'll give the pole position to Lucas Hoitzma. So 67 grids up as your pole sitter. We'll go ahead and do our starting lineup presented by Labor 12. You're looking at who qualified on pole, Hayden Lull in the 67, but he's going to have to go to the tail end of the field. Ian Montrose will start second. Lucas Hoitzma will essentially become your pole sitter. Will Spark will start in 4th. Travis Martin 5th. Trenton Steed in 6th. Jerry Scher 7th. Patsy Catalano 8th, Mike Edwards 9th, Dave Hoisman 10th, Zach Marchison 11th, Daniel Llewellyn 12th. What you see in the background, 67, Hayden Lowell, the big news of the race, going to the rear of the field. Man, it's a shame Hoisman didn't out-qualify Montrose. that way Montrose would suddenly have the pole. That'd be entertaining, I think. And the Bulldog would do just about everything to try and hold on to it. The Bulldog don't like to be passed, that's for sure.
You know what I could do? I could unmute driver's chat.
You could. I could too. But why would I do that? Alright, I think I'm going to unmute driver's chat and hop out of here. You guys have fun. Good luck.
Yeah, this squeak right here, that's my pedal.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye, Swizz.
I swear.
Whatever.
Now we have driver's chat on. It would have been really headachy if I had done driver's chat ended there. But we see the field coming up over the hill. Led by that Ford Mustang, then Ian Montrose, Lucas Hoytsmaker front row. Through the West Bend. Thank you, Scott. Taking care of that before we actually get going. Thanks, Labor 12, for that awesome music. Check them out on Spotify, wherever you find your music. 12-car field, small track, so it's not such a big deal. Pace car heads down the pit lane. We are set for our rolling start. 40 laps from Lime Rock Park. Should be a one-stop race. Ian Montrose, Lucas Hoysma lead him down into Big Bend. See if we already have Scherer in the grass. Everyone gets wide though. Looks like everyone survived Big Bend, heading down to the left-hander. Apparently the track thinks there's only one, so they call that the left-hander, and then they go into the right-hander. I promise you, this is what they've named these corners. It's so weird. Down the no-name straight, they just ran out of ideas for this section of the track. As Margerson goes wide, Hayden Lowell gets by. Lowell started in the back up to 9th. Montrose has indeed taken the race lead from Lucas Hoytsma. Bulldog out front. So they go down the hill into the downhill. And onto the main straight, Sam Posey Straight. Hoytsma behind Ian Montrose for the lead. Will Sparks in 3rd. Check it out from different camera angles, but they're all about the same. Travis Martin sits in 4th now. Trenton Sneed in the 5th position. Mike Edwards 6th. Hayden Lowell's already up to 7th. Zach Margerson seems to have had an off in the 55. Just now finishing his first lap. Margerson having an adventure. Battle for the lead. Very intense as Hoytsma. Right on the back bumper of the one of Montrose. Into the uphill. Oh, big slide out of both our top 2 cars. Actually, the whole top 4 as Travis Martin goes for a ride in the Taco Bell car. May have glanced off the wall. Definitely got close if he didn't touch it. He loses a spot to Trenton Sneed. Back to the battle for the lead. They both come out of the downhill onto the main straight. Montrose defends to the inside. Into Big Bend. Heard the Ghost fan say that was scary. Definitely was a moment for the 63. Montrose out wide. Lucas Hoytsma going to take advantage and takes over the race lead as they go through the left-hander and into the right-hander. Then Hoytsma gets out in the grass, but not as bad. Montrose not able to capitalize, and Hoytsma, your new race leader. Will Spark is in 3rd. Then you see Trenton Sneed, Travis Martin, and then Mike Edwards is battling Hayden Lowell. Hayden started in the rear after going to a backup car, crashed in qualifying. Mike Edwards down to 7th now as Hayden's into the top 6 cars, top half of the field. Next up for him is the Ghost Man Travis Martin, that Taco Bell Chevy. And you have Trenton Sneed in 4th, Will Spark in 3rd. Montrose led early on, but he falls back to 2nd after a bit of an issue. And then there is Lucas Hoytsma. Scott saying he lost faith in quarter names when they named a turn in Daytona the French name and a turn at Le Mans an American name. And I'm okay with that thinking, I guess. They just wanted to show some partnership between the two as Daytona named the chicane the Le Mans chicane. I don't know what they named the French corner ever in Le Mans. I mean, it's always had the
Right
International
here,
Horseshoe.
Hayden. I was just trying to survive through there, sorry.
Hayden gets by Travis Martin. Up to the 5th spot. Martin not
I'll
wanting
go,
to
Travis.
slow him down much. So 4 cars left for Hayden and 35, well really 36 if you count the one he's on, laps left to get it done. 2 of those competitors are directly in front of him. He has 6 seconds to make up one Lucas out in front. This pack of cars is currently 5 seconds back from the leaders. But what's the name of the bus stop, Scott? They call it Daytona? They call it America? What they call it? I wonder what they called it. I can't remember now. I remember the story though. A Rouge? Fucking Spa? How do we get why are we putting in all the Spa names, the Belgian names? Trenton way off track there, but keeps it going straight, which is a feat in itself. He's going to lose 4th, but he doesn't wreck the race car. They called it the bus stop, really? Wow. So Hayden up to 4th. Still 6 seconds back from Lucas. Lucas has 2.7 over Ian Montrose. Montrose is about that same gap over Will Spark. And then Will Spark has Hayden Lull all over the back of that Holden. As Hayden gets that Ford Fusion Napa car up the hill. Tries to get to the right side of Will Spark. Spark blocks him. Good stuff, Will. Will making it difficult on Hayden, protecting the inside at every corner. Gives up the inside though there as he entered low, had to exit high. Hayden gets to the inside and he'll be clear by the time they get to the start-finish line. Let's move Hayden up to 3rd. Jeremy Scherer gets by Daniel Wallen towards the back of the field. Scherer has some right side damage, but able to get through there. Don't quote you on it, so this may not be factual. Okay. There's Montrose to Hayden. The gap is 2.8 and shrinking. Just see the leader, and then Montrose. There's Hayden sliding it up the uphill. Hoytsma rolls through the downhill. Back on the main straight to complete lap number 7. There's Montrose. And there is Hayden. Will Spark, Trenton Steed, Travis Martins. Mike Edwards is going to go around on the 14. Kind of around. He went for a ride and saved it. Still 7th. He had a decent gap over Catalano in 8th. So that's kind of going to set him back a bit, but he holds on to the position. There's Catalano, the next one to chase Edwards. Catalano 8th. There's Dave Hoytza running a Llewellyn paint scheme there. Dave in the 9th spot. Jeremy Scherer trying to pass him for that one. Scherer not able to get alongside. Now Dave goes wide. Scherer will go through on the inside. I think that was a go ahead and have it move by Dave. So Scherer up to 9th. Dave 10th. Llewellyn and Margerson battling for 11th. No shame in fighting for last. You're still out there racing, having a good time. I'm impressed with all this side-by-side they're doing. This is not an easy spot to go side-by-side. And then Llewellyn, trying to stay off of him, takes a little slide through the grass. Won't be too long till Hoytsma catches up to him. There is Lucas. Let's see where Daniel is. Getting back on track. And here comes Lucas into the area. Hey, Lux. I think Daniel will stay on the lead lap for now, but not by much. See him just ahead of Lucas there. Here is Montrose, 3.6 seconds back of Lucas. And then Hayden. Hayden's made up about a quarter of that gap he had to Lucas. He was 6 seconds back, now he's 4.8. So Hayden's going to have some work to do if he wants to run down Lucas Hoytsma. There is your race leader, 4 seconds ahead of Ian Montrose. Montrose in the KVRP Fort Worth Screen Chevy. Trying to hold off Hayden Lowell. Hayden's so fast here. Probably just a matter of time till Hayden sees a mistake out of Montrose. Kind of how Hoytsma got by. Montrose keeps it right in the racing line. It'll be tough for Hayden to pass. The track's not that wide. We'll see what prevails. You see that suspension load up as they go up the uphill. Then right when they crest, it unloads, makes the car very fishtaily at the top of the hill. Then they'll go back down the hill. Through turn 7 and back to the main straight. There's the gap from second and third up to first, way up ahead. And there is Lucas. 4 seconds still the gap. Montrose overdrives turn 1 a little bit. That's going to give Hayden a peak, but Hayden not able to get there. Just right on the back bumper of Montrose. Gets to his outside for the left-hander. Not able to stay there. If he was, he'd have the inside line for the switch back into the right-hander, but couldn't keep his forward there. Watching me here on the way to the Brittany's Billiards, hell yeah. This battle for second, very intense. Battle for fourth, pretty intense too. There's Trenton and Will Spark, Travis Martin all there together. We'll stay with this battle for second. It's Hayden sees Lucas staying up ahead, wants all the laps he can have to try and run down Lucas. He's going to try to get to the inside here, going for the turn 1 big bend. Not quite able to get alongside as Ian makes that car wide. Hayden probably going to start to get frustrated the longer he stays behind Montrose. Montrose way out wide. That'll give him the spot as Hayden takes away second. Like we said, just trying to force Ian into a mistake and able to do so as Ian goes wide in the big bend. Hayden takes over the second position. Now we watch the gap to Hoytsma, 5.5. He lost about a second and a half. We'll watch Hayden try to run down Lucas over the next 29 laps. Check in on the battles. We still got Trenton Sneed, Will Spark, this 4th place battle. It's the best one on track by the numbers. Will Spark sliding it over the hill. See the Ghost Man Travis Martin Taco Bell car behind him. Disappears down the hill. Through turn 7, back to the main straight, Sam Posey straight. Both of these guys are reeling in Ian Montrose. Montrose gave quite the effort to hold off Hayden Lowell. Will Spark gets out wide through the exit of the big bend. Got in the grass a little bit. Stage points will go out at the end of lap 20. Which, if you're reading the scoreboard, will be 20 to go. Will Spark into the grass coming over the uphill. Through West Bend. As you can see visually, they're catching the 3rd place car of Ian Montrose as Ian sliding that car around. Should only see 1 pit stop for this race. Right around halfway, I would guess. Cars in the top 10 would probably go all the way to halfway and then pit. That way they get the stage points. But if you're Margerson in 11th, he could try to short pit if he wanted. So you see he's still ahead of race leader Lucas Hoytsma. Lucas about to be into the traffic. Goes through the uphill. Hayden 4.4, so he's made up 1 of those seconds. Did not take him long to make up that second. Good gracious. I bet he'll beat Lucas's bumper before we get to halfway. Should make things exciting. Montrose out wide. Trenton Steed going to try to take advantage through the downhill. Trenton up to 3rd as Montrose struggling for grip in the 1. He's going to look back to the inside, thinks better of it. Then looks back again. He's going to challenge into Big Ben on the inside. Trenton goes way out wide. That may cost him a spot to the 90 of Spark. Trenton, good job not going way off there. Could have been way worse. He stays in the battle as Montrose stays 3rd. Will Spark up to 4th. And Trenton will have to reset in the 81 and let Spark try to get by Montrose. Montrose gets a little bit of breathing room. See the Ghost Man closing in back in 6th. Oh, Will Spark goes way wide through West Bend. That may have given Trenton the spot back, but Spark was able to get back down to the inside and hold off Trenton's advance. But that costs them both time to the 1 of Montrose. Montrose now a second and a half ahead. Mr. Ghostman, Mr. Consistency in that 63, closing in. Goes to the double apex Big Bend. Slips through the left-hander. Back to the right-hander. People really hurt themselves naming this part of the track. We have left-hander, right-hander, and no name straight. Gotta love it. Oh, Travis Martin, big slide there. Hangs on to it. I would go watch some of the rest of the field, but this is where most of the action is. Dave Hoytsma, Zach Margison, that's the battle for 10th. Hayden Lowell, 2nd place, is caught up in this traffic. Jay says they got bored naming the track halfway through. Hayden going to try a crossover, but Margison able to get back to the inside. Hayden has to wait. This is going to frustrate him. He had gotten it down under 3 seconds the gap, and now it's growing again as he's trapped behind lap traffic. Look at the big slide out of Hayden, and then Margison's going to go around. 55 of Zach Margison loses it trying to stay ahead of Hayden Lowell. He's sitting at the top of the uphill. Still sitting at the top of the uphill.
Oh, hi, Zach.
Still sitting at the top of the uphill. Oh, he's going to turn around right in front of Edwards and collects him. Mike Edwards hard into the wall as Margison, not looking at his relative, turns around right in front of Edwards. 7th place car gets pounded into the wall.
Sorry, Michael.
Fortunately, I think Edwards is close enough to halfway. He can pit here, repair the car. He might lose a stage point or two, but he will be able to go the rest of the distance, I believe. So he gets onto the pit lane, hopefully not speeding. So you have Hoytsma and Hayden. Hayden's 4 seconds back now. And you have Ian Montrose as he's driven away from Will Spark. Trenton Sneed. It's almost 3 seconds now, the gap between Montrose and Spark. It's Mike Edwards on the pit lane, Margison on the pit lane. Llewellyn's been sitting there for repairs for a while. He may be done. See Jeremy Scherer being caught up now. There's Scherer running 7th. Last car in the lead lap. Hoytsma closing in. 3.6 seconds now the gap to Hayden as Hayden has clear track I should say. Nobody between him and Hoytsma at the moment. He can focus on his marks and try to run him down. On their best tires, these guys were running about 53 zeros. Hayden not seeing much tire wear. He's still running 53 fours. Hoytsma ran a 54-1 though. Looks like Jeremy Scherer's hit the pit lane in the 15. No, that wasn't the greatest camera angle, but trust me, he was there. They'll never race here. We don't have to name. Oh, well, crap. Alright, so the top 8 still have not been to pit road until Will Spark just decided to come in. Right as we're talking. Will Spark in the 90 hits the pit lane. That'll free up Trenton Sneed. Montrose is now stuck behind Catalano. Dave Hoytsman's there as well. Those cars battling for 7th. Catalano lets Montrose through. Now he gets to go chase down Dave. Call him Daddy Dave. He is the father of Lucas Hoytsma. Lucas, of course, a multi-time winner and champion in Sidewinder history. Over 100 wins. Boatload of championships. I haven't counted them all yet. I can't count that high. I can only count to 4. Montrose is 12 seconds back of Hayden in second.
Just there.
Now there's 2 cars between race leader Hoysma and Hayden.
Did you run wide though?
Trenton Sneed hits the pit lane in the 81.
Yeah.
I believe
Well, thank you, I guess.
we hit our halfway point. Let's see who got
So I
what
went
for
wide to let you
stage.
by.
It's like 10 points for Lucas, 9 for Hayden, 8 for Ian, 7 for Travis, and 6 for Trenton. Will Spark will pick up 5. The other guys are a lap down, so it's not showing you shit. Lucas has already gone across the timing line, so his has disappeared. Hayden's hit the pit lane in the 67. Ian Montrose will take over second. Hayden's going to be the first one to the pit lane. Out of the top 2, him and Lucas. Travis Martin will take over third as he goes into Big Bend. If Lucas and Hayden wreck and Ian wins, jeez. Hayden now off pit lane in 4th. Trenton in 5th. He's been on and off pit lane. He's battling Will Spark. That is for position. Trenton's ahead of Spark. Trenton gets wide through Big Bend. Spark's going to get to his right side, but if Trenton can stay there, he has the inside, but he's not able to do it. Will Spark goes through. Race leader now, Lucas Hoytsma on pit lane. Ian Montrose stays out, takes the race lead into Big Bend. So the 1 car out in front. Goes to the left and right-handers. Onto the no-name straight. I just can't get over how lazy they got with the names. So bad. Up and over the uphill. Hoytsma is ahead of Hayden. This is the gap we need to keep an eye on. It's currently 2.4 seconds, so Hoytsma's lost some ground to Hayden Lull. 18 laps to go. I think this Napa car has the speed to catch Hoytsma. But then finding a way by will be a whole nother ticket. Our race leader Ian Montrose has finally hit the pit lane. That'll hand the race over to Lucas Hoytsma and Hayden Lull. There is the gap. You can see them both on that Sam Posey straight. It's now 2.1. It's right on board with the Napa Ford as he tries to run down the leader in that 97 white and gold Pontiac ahead of him. While we're watching this, don't forget to check out Spittin Venom podcasts. Check them out over on Spotify. Talk about all of the fun sim racing topics from Sidewinder, CTC, and iRacing in general. Through the downhill, and we'll take a whole lap here with Hayden Lull, and we can make fun of the names of the corners as we do, because why not? Start finish line on the Sam Posey straight, heading into Big Bend. 2 cars off track there. That is the 15 of Scherer and the 4 of Catalano. They're going to come back on track right beside Hayden. That had to make him a little nervous. Fortunately, makes it through there. This is called the left-hander, apparently because it's a left-hand turn. This one is the right-hander. They went all out there, naming those corners. Somehow this is a straight, even though there's 2 corners in it. The unnamed straight, no-name straight, into the uphill. Really stretched the minds there. This one is the West Bend. Then we go through, I bet you can't guess, it's the downhill.
Just like
Back to the only thing that seems like they put any effort to, the Sam Posey straight. Sam Posey straight is the only thing that gets a name. They really stretched it. Really stretched the imagination. While we were on board, Hayden made up a half second on Lucas, so he's going to get there. As long as he doesn't make mistakes, he is gonna get there. Through the uphill. Let's watch from the back of Lucas, just because we can, and it looks fun. Let's watch Hayden. We'll try to run him down. Hayden, of course, crashed in qualifying, had to go a backup car. Started at the tail of the field. He 12th on the grid. And now we're watching him run down race leader Lucas Hoytsma. So Scott has a theory on how this track was named while we watch this battle. He says, I think they took a compass around the track, started naming turns, and said the hell with it after one turn. And that's why we have the West Bend. And nothing else is directional. Everything else is just, oh crap, the compass broke. So that's how we ended up with the uphill and the downhill.
Okay.
Either side of the West Bend. This goes uphill, we'll name it that. Into Big Bend, because it turns twice, I guess. A double apex right-hander. We'll call it Big Bend, because you turn a lot. Then there's the left-hander. Apparently, you're only allowed to turn left once. Everything else is right-handers. But then they called the next turn the right-hander, as if there's only one. Oh god, this goes downhill. I got one! My thing is the right-hander. Because, I mean, it is true that this track only has one left turn. There is only one, that's true. But then they called the next turn the right-hander. And there's more than one right-hander on this track, because there's 6 of them. This is very confusing. And I'll put an asterisk next to that only one left turn thing, because technically, that straight, the no-name straight, is not straight. There is a left and a right curve in it. As we're about to approach, and I'll show you my work. See here? This is a right turn in that straight. This is right here. Right there is a left turn. A little bit left, but you have to go. Technically, you have to turn left twice. But they didn't name it. They called it a straight. I'm trying not to make fun of people from Connecticut for this, but you know. It's not a good look. We'll go with that. Wait, so you can't use the same name twice. What if the left-hander was the left-hander and the other 6 turns were all the right-hander? Calano's got some left side damage. I think he's been off the track. Still 7th on a lead lap? Nope. 1 lap down. I was looking at the wrong thing. It's 36 seconds behind the next person, but 1 lap down. And off the track goes Catalano. Ian Montrose will sneak by, still in 3rd. Closest battle on track, still Will Spark and Trenton Sneed. These two have been together the whole race, it seems. Currently, Spark has the edge. Trenton fighting hard for that top 5. It's got 8 seconds in hand now over Travis Martin. That was a much closer gap at one point. Up front, it's 2.3 seconds, 10 laps to go. Does Hayden have enough time to run down the rabbit? Or as someone hilariously called him, the Golden Boy. And now he's running a gold car. I don't think that's coincidence. I think that is someone leaning into it a bit. Will Spark gets wide coming through the downhill. Trenton Sneed gets to the inside. Drag race into number 1 turn. Trenton has the position. See if he can keep it under control. Will Spark out wide. Trenton takes over 4th. Now he needs to protect back to the left as Will Spark tries to surge ahead, not able to do so. through that one left turn into that one right turn. Both guys keep it on track through what's considered a no-name straight. What up, Blake? Your golden boy is leading. Up over the uphills, they catch Patsy Catalano. That is Trenton Sneed leading Will Spark for the 4th position. They get hemmed in behind the 4. Spark gets a better run. I might give him a shot at the exit of the corner here. If he can keep up the momentum and go after Trenton. There's Ian in 3rd. Not quite able to draw alongside with Spark. So they'll stay 4th and 5th for now. Lucas Oisma goes way off the track on corner exit. Somehow doesn't get any wheel spin. Hayden creeping in. 8 to go. Make a spec map gold carver tomorrow. Oh no. Let's look on back from Lucas Hoytsma. Everyone's done pitting. Made their one stop. Hoytsma has 1 lap fresher tires than Hayden. I think that might play into why we're seeing Hayden not closing ground now. He made up a 2nd for the lap heels on newer tires. Now Hayden's just not able to get there. Lucas definitely pushing his car right now. You saw him get out into the dirt last lap. Just gotta watch that ticker on the left, Blake. Lucas has hacks. I mean, that's what everyone calls them, cheat codes. He gets way out wide there in Big Bend, though. That's going to cost him a little bit of time, maybe a half second. So you can tell he's definitely pushing to try and stay away from Hayden Lowell. Cost him a half second there. There is your battle for first. Show their last lap times there. Looks like Hayden overall lost time last lap, but he's made it back up this lap with that mistaken Big Bend for Hoytsma. Hoytsma got through the 2nd part of the track really well, though. Actually gained ground after the mistake. So it's going to show the 53.9 there. Lost 4 tenths overall that lap, but he was 5.5 tenths down and made up a lot of ground on the 2nd half of that track. This time Hayden loses ground through Big Bend and the left and right handers. These two have 32 seconds over the rest of the field. That's crazy. What's even crazier is that Hayden started at the rear of the field. It still is this close to Lucas. This time Hoytsma nice and tidy through Big Bend. Hayden losing ground, now 2.5. See the gap he has over Montrose, 30 seconds. Absolutely crazy. There's Montrose, he has 7 seconds over Spark. Spark has Trenton right on him. Trenton goes to the inside. Spark gets out wide, Trenton stays off of him. I think that'll be advantage Spark heading to turn 1. I don't think Trenton will be able to outbrake him. He's going to look, but not quite there. This is easily the best battle on track. Hayden, I think, has used up his stuff, so he's starting to lose ground to Hoytsma. Trenton peeks to the inside for the West Bend. Spark covers. Trenton seems to have really good run from the uphill all the way back around to the start-finish, that second part of the track. Right on board with the Treon Technologies Corvette. He chases that Holden Commodore up ahead. Through the left-hander. Back into the right-hander. This battle going on 44 seconds behind our leader. Which means they're only about 9 seconds ahead of this man, Lucas Weissman. As you can see him up there at the end of the straightaway, which is not really straight. This is where Trenton seems to get a really good run. Good, Deadly. How are you? Oh, Spark gets wide through the turn 7. That could cost him all the way into 1. Trenton's going to have a run on him. See if Spark defends low. Didn't defend low, but Trenton not quite able to get the nose there. Both of them go wide into the Big Bend. Spark's going to have a better drive off Big Bend. And Spark will push back ahead. They both went wide into Big Bend, but Spark used it as an advantage, knowing it was a double apex corner, stayed out wide, cut it back to the right, and had a great exit for the end of it. Just working? I hear you, buddy. You working at the bar, or you working in Liberty City? Check in on the leaders. As Hayden goes by Ghostman. Ghostman in 6th place now, 1 lap down. Gotcha. Shout out to everybody in Liberty in Cave City watching us right now. So we watch this battle between Trenton and Will Spark. So close. 2 to go. So Lucas Weissman actually just takes the white flag behind this battle. So Lucas has started the final lap. We have Will Spark, Trenton Sneed within a second of each other. All the other battles are 3 seconds or worse. We'll watch these two back to the line, and then we will watch Lucas and everybody come across, pick up their finish, and then we'll come back to this. Oh, Will Spark gets wide. Trenton's going to get to the inside. Trenton on the inside through the downhill. Sparks out wide. Can Trenton stay there? Not so much as they head back to turn 1. They got one more lap to go. Lucas Weissman going to be your race winner in the 97. Hayden Lowell started from the back all the way up to 2nd. Ian Montrose is 33 seconds behind them. So we'll go back to the battle for 4th.
Thank you, Lucas.
Frying potatoes and the bar went silent. I gotcha. Glad we finally got some potatoes. Spark and Sneed.
He didn't get wrecked on the last lap like this, of course.
Is that Daniel?
Add it to the dog.
Trenton's going to look to the inside of West Bend. One more corner to go for this battle for 4th as Montrose has finished 3rd. It's like Spark's going to be able to hold off Trenton. Trenton gave it everything he could in that Corvette, sliding every which way. Will Spark holds on for 4th. Trenton Sneed 5th. Travis Martin 6th. Dave Hoytsmith 7th. Chevy Scherer 8th. Catalano 9th. Margison in 10th. As Spark finishes off the car. Oh my gosh, Lucas is in there too.
Hey, what's up?
I guess that's all Lucas is going to celebrate. Gosh. Do we have any angle that can actually see his car? No. The answer is no, we do not. Maybe the right rear? There we go. There's Ian Montrose and Lucas Weitzma. Let's go interview Lucas while he sits on the wall. Lucas, DG, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, it's a hell of a way to celebrate a win. Looked like it was pretty calm out there. The traffic may be a little bit difficult at times, but you know everyone had to deal with that behind you as well. How was it?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. My only laps were on my qualifying lap, but popped in here. Lime Rock's a good time, man, and yeah, pretty much a perfect race for me. I dipped in the grass a few times, but really not too many problems. Everybody was clean all the way through, and Hayden starting in the back definitely helped, but you know, just happy to not get junked in the final corner this time around and getting it done.
Perfect. Well, congrats on the victory here at Lime Rock. You got those friends, family, and sponsor shoutouts.
Yeah, man. Just shout out to Labor 12, Low Drag, you for doing the broadcasting, and everybody in the race tonight.
And I'm really laughing because I think I finally realized that you're leaning into this Golden Boy thing with your paint scheme.
You know that was unintentional, but I'm just gonna, yeah.
It's funny as hell, right?
Yeah, it's great.
All right, but congrats on the win tonight, number 100,000 infinity billion something. Congrats, and we'll see you next week.
I appreciate it. See ya.
Lucas Hoytsma getting the win. Now let's go track down Mr. Hayden. Hayden, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Swiss.
Well, you had to start from the rear after the crash in qualifying. It looked like that cost you the win here, as you weren't quite able to catch back up to Lucas Hoytsma, which definitely gave it all you had. How was it out there?
Yeah, that was a really fun race. I know Lime Rock might not be the favorite of some, but frankly, that was a really great race. Not too many cars, so we're bouncing off of each other every single corner, and surprisingly clean, especially over the hill on that first lap. There was not near the amount of calamity as I expected. So, yeah, a great run to get this thing from the back up to second. Just didn't quite have the tire to go up there and fight with Lucas, but still a really fun race, and I hope that this backup car made it interesting climbing through the field.
Absolutely. All right, bud, you got those friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for us tonight?
Yeah, we'd like to thank Napa Auto Parts, Madigan Motorsports, C2X, and U Swiss, as well as Arc Music. Like to thank everyone that helps out with the league, Spittin Venom with the ARCA side, and FSM Customs for the IMSA side of the ones I run. And yeah, I'd like to thank all of our partners at the Sidewinder Racing Leagues that help put this on.
Perfect. Congrats on that P2 finish, and we'll see you in the next one, my friend.
All right, sounds good.
FBI, open up! It's a perfect way to leave. He's probably sitting there going, what? Ian, DG in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, sir, we brought that Cave RP Chevy home in the third spot, picking up an interview. How was it out there tonight?
Yeah, it was kind of lonely at times, really. Once, I think Lucas was being kind at the beginning and not pushing me too hard, and then when he did make the move, I got very indecisive and didn't know whether to give it to him or not. And by the time I decided that, he'd already gone. So, and then I was going off the track. And then when Hayden came through, I was going to try and hold him up, but his speed was just too much tonight. So, congratulations to Lucas and also to Hayden for a strong race.
Yeah, it looked like when Lucas got there, you made the mistake and Big Ben got out wide. The car got in the grass. You couldn't hold him off. And then when Hayden got there, you held him off for a couple laps and then did the same thing. Got a little wide and Big Ben and Hayden was able to get by.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to hold them off for 30, 35 laps. So at some point, you just got to focus on your own race and not making mistakes. And I carried on making mistakes for the rest of the night. So it didn't really work out. But, Trenton gave me a run for my money for a little bit and took it back to him. And, yeah, just grateful to bring it back in P3 today because it was a tricky track. So, yeah.
Yeah, how about that? You were in a battle with Spark and Trenton there for a while. The next thing you know, you end up finishing the race 13.5 seconds ahead of both of them.
Yeah, I don't think that's on me. I think that's probably something their battling probably did that. But like I say, part of it's just keeping your car on the track and keeping ahead and being consistent. And, you're there at the end. So that's all that matters.
10-4, you got those friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for us tonight for your third place finish?
Yeah, no, I just want to thank Spittin Venom for putting on this great series, yourself in the booth. I want to thank Hayden for putting for admin in the series and giving himself an EOL. Interesting tactic. And then just the people on the cast. So we got Cave City, Cave RP, Fort Worth Screen Printing, Labor 12. Go give them a listen. And like I say, tune into Spittin Venom. It's a good podcast.
And go ahead and shout out to the Bulldog anyway.
And shout out to myself for being the heel on that podcast.
All right, bud. Congrats on that third place finish. Strong run tonight for the Cave RP Chevy, and we'll see you in the next one, my friend.
Yeah, shout out to Delta Prime. Have a good one, dude. Take care of yourself.
And that is Ian Montrose bringing it home in the third position. Shout out to the Delta Prime crew there. And Lucas Hoytsma in the 97, picking up your win. Let's go ahead and look at our final results here from Lime Rock Park in Connecticut. Lucas Hoytsma picking up the win. Hayden Knoll, Ian Montrose on the podium. Will Spark, Trenton Sneed picking up top 5s. Travis Martin, Dave Hoytsma, Jeremy Sherrill, Patsy Catalano, Zach Marterson, your top 10. And the final 2 to actually give it a shot tonight, Mike Edwards and Daniel Llewellyn. Edwards collected with Marterson and losing his car, had to unfortunately retire from the race, and Daniel Llewellyn, he fell out early on after some contact on the track. So that is going to do it from Lime Rock Park. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Let's go pay the bills here with the sponsors. Thanks to 911fleetservices.com. They do our Wednesday Cup Series. Cave City Roleplay does our Thursday Night Truck Series. Then we have Fort Worth Screen Printing that does our Tuesday Xfinity Series. FSM Custom does our IMSA Series on Friday nights. And then we wait. Golden Eagle Syrup also does our Friday race. They have a Super Speedway series they do for us. Light of My Life Candle, they give away a candle every Tuesday night during the Xfinity race. If you want to win a candle, come on by this channel. M9 Performance, M9Setups.com. They do the modified race on Tuesday nights as well as provide the setups there. Tombstone Game Farm does our Sunday street stocks. The Spittin Venom podcast did this ARCA race that you watched here tonight. 1023 Graphics does our dirt street stocks that starts us Tuesday on the triple header. Thank you all so much for being here as you're going to watch Lucas crash and go into the wall where he ended up at the end of the race. Appreciate each and every one of you being here. We'd love to have you. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. If you want to join the community, you can head on over to dgsracing.com that you see on the top of that one car. And go to there, click the bed red snake. That'll get you to our Discord where you can sign up to run any of our 9 different leagues. It's open to everybody. No cap, no minimum. So come on, check it out. Be part of the community. We'll, if you're brand new, we'd love to help you. If you one of those guys that'll kick everybody's butt, we'd love to learn from you. So come on by and check it out, dgsracing.com. Thank you all so much for being here, and we'll see you in the next event. And if you're over on that YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously, and the like button as well would be awesome. Thank you all so very much. Good night, and bye-bye.